You like express like support for like Trump, but like
Correct.
but like okay, so like I mean I was just thinking like when you were talking about like all those cases he was in, I don't see him as looking like a very moral guy. As a Christian, I don't know if I should back him. So what's your feelings?
So when you vote, I'm curious. This is not a sarcasm. Gotcha. Do you vote for people or for policies?
I like to consider both.
Okay, that's fair enough. Which one would matter more?
I think policies matter more.
Okay, so then that's the answer to my question.
No, but
Charlie Kirk had a heated debate with a college student concerning President Donald J. Trump and Joe Biden to know whose administration is better in terms of policy and then also in discharge of their duty as the President of the United States. So let's get on to the video and then check this out to hear their argument.
Right, disagreements given priority, but yes, anyone? Yes, yes, sir. Yeah.
So
Hey, a war contractor.
Oh yeah, I know. I don't agree with them. But okay.
I won't give you a hard time.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, thanks for coming to Salt Lake, Charlie. I'm a Christian, and so I kind of find it weird. Like I don't know. Because you kind of express support for like. Oh, hey.
Guys, let him talk, please. Yeah.
You like express like support for like Trump. But like,
correct.
But like, okay, so like, I mean, I was just thinking like when you were talking about like all those cases he was in, I don't see him as looking like a very moral guy. As a Christian, I don't know if I should back him. So what's your feelings?
So when you vote, I'm curious. This is not a sarcasm. Gotcha. Do you vote for people or for policies?
I like to consider both.
Okay, that's fair enough. Which one would matter more?
I think policies matter more.
Okay, so then that's the answer to my question.
No, but I don't think I think their policies are pretty similar when you break it down. Like I think their border, like you talk about people coming across the border, but like it looks like their actual policies on how they're handling the border and how they're sending out like enforcement is very similar to Trump and Biden.
That's not true.
And I think they're both just trying to keep up the economy of Obama. Like Trump didn't really do anything new for the economy, and Biden's just trying to bring it back to where it was. So I don't think they're.
Okay, yeah. So on the border, do you know about Remain in Mexico? Do you know about any of those or?
Vaguely, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
we had that policy. Now we don't. Yeah.
Yes, the numbers, the border crossings were down to record lows. Now they're to 10 to 15,000 a day. So you can't possibly say they're the same.
Sure.
So Tom Homan, who was Barack Obama's border chief, 30 years in the position, said Donald Trump was the best on the border of any president he ever served under. Right. So you can't compare those two. On the economy, everyone would here agree the economy was better under Donald Trump than Joe Biden. Everyone would agree. They would say that higher wages, prices were more affordable, the economy was more stable, period. On wars, how many new wars started under Donald Trump?
None.
How many under Joe Biden?
I forget.
Yeah, exactly. It's hard to even count. I mean, you have Gaza, Israel, Iran, you have Ukraine, Russia, you have Yemen against Saudi Arabia. Under Donald Trump, no new wars, period, globally, across the planet. It's never happened before in 30, 40 years, so you can't equate the two. So as a Christian, blessed are the peacemakers. Trump is a peacemaker, right?
Like, did he make any peace?
Oh, yeah. You know the Israel peace deal that he signed between the United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, and Israel? Do you remember that? He signed the Abraham Accords, which was the greatest peace deal of Israel in the modern lifetime. Donald Trump prevented Vladimir Putin from invading Ukraine.
How so?
Well, he didn't invade Ukraine. But
sure.
The way he did that is he met with them in Helsinki under great opposition and condemnation and said, I want diplomacy, not war with Russia. And it was the right move for the Western world, period. And Vladimir Putin did not move an inch into Ukraine. You know where he did move an inch into Ukraine? Under Obama, he annexed Crimea. Under Joe Biden, he invaded Ukraine. Not under Trump. He wouldn't dare. You know why? He also feared Trump. Because Trump sat next to Putin. And he said before, he said, oh, the photographers are here to take a picture. Oh, by the way, those are really nice gold things you have on the Kremlin. It'd be a shame if someone melted them. Let's pose for a picture. True story. Vladimir Putin tells it. Donald Trump threatened bombing the Kremlin if Vladimir Putin invaded Ukraine. He was so crazy that Putin basically believed him. But the point is in the reality, right? The reality is we had less people invading our country. There were less wars abroad. The economy was better. The country was more stable. It's as factual as one can get.
But why? I'm not convinced that like any of the economy stuff had much to do with like the presidential like policy differences. It really looks more like if you look at like corporate profits going up, it looks like just corporate greed like going out of control after COVID.
So the blue-collar workers, we saw a blue-collar boom under Donald Trump. Working-class people saw the greatest rise to their wages in 20 years under Donald Trump. Electricians, welders, plumbers, you can fact-check me on it. Just Google blue-collar boom, Donald Trump. But on one issue that everyone should vote for.
What did he do to do that? Like, how did Trump make that happen?
He did a tax cut for working men and women. He deregulated the economy. And he restricted the labor supply by bringing in less foreign labor, which therefore raises wages for working men and women in this country.
Okay, but so like you talked about foreign labor as well. So
Correct.
so like wouldn't it be a better solution to like to just like legalize like the labor of like even like illegal immigrants and just make sure like they have to get paid as much so that they can't be exploited?
No.
Why is that?
Well, send them back to their country of origin if they're here illegally.
But what if they're like a refugee?
Well, did they claim asylum correctly? What are they a refugee from? A poor country or actual war?
Well, I mean, like there's
a refugee. The asylum is being abused like you wouldn't. People are saying, "Oh, I'm claiming asylum from Mexico. Why? Because of cartel violence." Like, okay, can I claim asylum from Chicago because of gang violence? I mean, we're equally as dangerous of a country as Mexico now, in our inner cities. So we're not exactly one to like give people asylum.
I'm not convinced that that's true.
In downtown Chicago, downtown Baltimore.
Okay, well, you could just move out of Baltimore. You could just go to a different part of the country.
I agree, but you would get shouted down by a lot of inner city blacks that say that, you know, they don't have the capital or the resources to leave Baltimore or Chicago, right? And that's where they live. Telling people to leave their home is like a really cruel thing to say, I think.
Yeah,
honestly. But
yeah.
Secondly, yes, I think that even if you game the refugee status, you should go home. Yes.
Wait,
what are they claiming refugee asylum from?
I don't know. I just remember like I'm not super familiar. I just remember like a few years ago, like Honduras was pretty bad, and so people were coming up here, and then they were like getting rejected at the border.
Yeah, I mean, go back to your country and fix it. We have huge problems in this country.
But it's like international law to accept like asylum seekers.
Okay, you don't have to follow international law. We have American law. If international law tells you have to bring in 1 million foreigners, we don't have to follow international law. Okay. American law supersedes international law.
But what are we losing by bringing more people in?
Well, first of all, wages go down. Our social services get overflowed. Crime goes up, and you lose you lose a common American identity. And that's not a racial thing. When you bring in millions of people that don't share the same American story and they all speak different languages, you're a nation of strangers. You need time for assimilation, and we don't have that. More people speak Spanish than English in the state of California.
So do you think we should just I think we should have more people learn Spanish because being bilingual is good mentally. I'm pretty sure there's not much evidence that like crime actually goes up and social services are being used a lot by like illegal immigrants.
Have you seen what's going on in New York? They're literally overrunning schools because they don't have the social services to fit all the illegals that are coming into the country. They're overrunning school districts, overrunning hospitals. I'm happy to. You should go down to the border and see it for yourself. It is a mass invasion of 10,000 people a day. And so, but here's the question is, what should our immigration policy be? Number one, a government exists to represent its citizens. It does not exist to solve the problems of foreigners. That's nice once you solve your own problems. And so you must put your own people first. And right now, our people are being spit on, ignored, and not prioritized, especially young people in this country. It is harder than ever for you guys to own homes, harder than ever for you to get well-paying jobs, harder than ever for you guys to build a family. And we have to be lectured that we have to go bring in all the problems in the third world? No, we should close the doors and say, you're welcome into this country if and when we solve our problems here domestically.
Okay, what policy do you support to make it easier for young people to buy homes?
Get rid of BlackRock purchasing a bunch of homes and renting them back to us.
Okay, so like seize their assets?
Not seize their assets. Make it illegal that asset managers over $500 billion can't buy single-family homes.
Okay, I really agree with that. That's actually that's great.
Thank you. Yeah. It's a super simple policy fix. If you have assets under management over $500 billion or $100 billion, you should not be in the single-family home business. Period.
Okay.
And that's artificially boosting housing prices across the country. I believe homeownership is a moral good for all humans.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
That's a very great one, of course, listening to Charlie Kirk and also the college students. So I will not see this as a debate. I see this as Charlie Kirk tries to educate the college student concerning President Donald J. Trump policy compared to that of Joe Biden. And then when you look at what is really happening currently in America, you bear with me that the people are being forsaken instead of the resources that's supposed to be used for the interest of the American people. That is what they are used to support what is going on between Russia and Ukraine. A lot of billions in a sense are being spent, but in the first place all this war could have been avoided. Imagine Trump is the president of the United States. All these things in a sense could have not been happening. Some of these monies could have not been used, but because of in a sense is Biden, and of course we know that he is weak in a sense when it comes to his policy. Of course, you bear with me that Putin does not respect him. Same thing is also applicable to the president of China and then Kim Jong. They do not respect him, and that is why there is always understand war here and there. Every day, of course, you could see the war, just like how Charlie Kirk understand between Yemen and then Saudi Arabia. We could look at Ukraine, and Russia. We could look at Israel and Palestine, and a lot of it. Okay, so much more in a sense are happening. But under Trump, all these things in a sense are not happening, and that is the reason why we are saying that what people should rather in a sense vote for Trump, because even during Donald J. Trump, of course, the inflation was not as bad as it is in a sense at this point in time. So the people in a sense need to wake up, and of course we all saw what happened in a sense during last week presidential debate. Of course, you see that what he performed poorly because he does not even have anything in a sense to offer. And that is the reason why we are saying that what people should rather in a sense go for Trump, because when you look at it, of course, and as a Christian, of course, you have to go for Trump. Why? Because he have already pointed out in a sense so many things that he is going to do, and that's why he was even saying that women or men are not going to partake in a sense in games or in sport that is mainly for women, and then vice versa. How can in a sense somebody will wake up today and then says that he is now a woman and then partake in it? And of course that's the thing. So, and then have you also asked yourself and says that there are some women that their interests need to be protected? Just because in a sense somebody comes and says that okay, he's a trans, so he's not a woman, so now he's being recognized in a sense as a woman, so therefore it can actually partake in a sense in games that are mainly for the women. That is not nice, that is not good, and that is why in a sense people are actually in this government in a sense going against in a sense God's plans for humanity, because God have already created us both male and female. So why would somebody come and then decide their gender? Things like that in a sense will not be tolerated in a sense in Donald J. Trump's in a sense policy. And then that's why I am saying that what Charlie Kirk is right in a sense in some of these things, and it's a good thing that he's organizing some of these programs and then therefore educating in a sense the people about in a sense what that is actually happening in a sense in our society. And then if you look at some of this development, you bear with me that what President Donald J. Trump in a sense is actually the best. His policy, you understand, we are the best, and that's why when we talk about in a sense the border control and then all those things, if you look at it, the millions of people are getting into America, and then the cost of it as they come, of course they come with the crime rate also increase, because as these people come they do not have a job, so and those people they need to eat, and then what do you think in a sense is going to happen? And as they keep on in a sense taking in some of these people without encouraging in a sense the host country for them to be able to take care of their people in terms of providing better social amenities in a sense to them, and then therefore these people keep on trooping to America. So what do you think will happen? Some of these people in a sense as they come in, of course some of them have their own cultural in a sense values, and then there will now become in a sense a problem in terms of integration, because these people in a sense, like I rightly say, they have their own values. So how can they also integrate to the American in a sense values? Some of them in a sense, some of these things do take time, and then since these people are actually coming in a sense in millions, it means that these people can come to America and still maintain in a sense their values, which might be in contrast to what America in a sense preaches. And that is why in a sense we are having problems in a sense here and there. That's why I see the crime rate in a sense keep increasing, and that's why of course you see, and as some of these things in a sense increases in a sense, you have in a sense an adverse in a sense effect in a sense also in the economy. And that's the reason why we are saying that what people should just go for President Donald J. Trump. Of course, I know that a lot of you have thought an opinion in a sense concerning this, and I wanted to drop it at the comment section, and may God bless you as you do so. So this is the end of my video. If you like my reaction, you should like, share, and subscribe. If you have any video you want me to react to, don't forget to drop it at the comment section, and I'm going to check it out. So you remain blessed, and I see you in my next video. Bye bye.